Welcome to the franchise. This is Maurice from the franchise here, and today we're going to be talking about what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. So, Raw overall was pretty okay. It was pretty decent. It wasn't anything too crazy that happened, anything too notable that we'd have to be carrying in for the future besides a few things. The first thing I want to address, and I think is one of the most important things because this group has had so many ups and downs. The Judgment Day needs saving. They need saving in terms of how the story's being written and how the characters and how the group members and whatnot of the Judgment Day are being portrayed. They need saving because the Judgment Day right now is not intimidating. They don't run Monday Night Raw like they claim. They come out there, Finn Balor cuts the same exact promo every single week. Just how before Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest left and all this stuff with Liv Morgan happened, they were cutting the same promo every single week. That's what made us find this story between Liv and Rhea interesting, because it was something new. It was something fresh that we didn't get, because for a long time we got the Judgment Day either interrupting the biggest babyface on Raw, or cutting some lame backstage segment, or messing each other up, coming out at the beginning of every Monday Night Raw with their theme song saying that we run Raw, and absolutely nothing is done. They get absolutely nothing accomplished. And Liv Morgan, to a degree, is having the same issue that Rhea Ripley had during her title run, except it's just worse. Because Liv Morgan is not wrestling. She's not. Liv Morgan does not wrestle. Rhea Ripley doesn't wrestle. They don't wrestle until they see each other at a pay-per-view. And then they might put on a decent 3-star match at best. The issue with the Judgment Day is that they have that championship as a prop. They're using Dominic Mysterio, who you guys are supposed to be having as one of your next biggest heels in the company, as a prop. They're using two things that you should not be using as props and storylines. WWE superstars are supposed to be competing for that title. Instead, they're just watching Liv Morgan run around with it. Adam Pearce isn't demanding that she has a match. He isn't scheduling matches for her. Finn Balor's not wrestling. Damian Priest, to his credit, he's the only one that wrestles on the Judgment Day. When I say Judgment Day, I'm referring to all of them. He's the only one that wrestles. He's literally the only guy that wrestles in that whole group. And it's ridiculous because we have gotten accustomed to wrestlers not wrestling. One thing I don't want to happen with this Jey Uso Intercontinental Championship run is that he goes like weeks on end without having a match. I could see if it was a Gunther thing, because Gunther's wrestling Sami Zayn next week, which we'll get into on Monday Night Raw. I could see if it was a Gunther thing, but it's not. It's simply an excuse to say, hey, I have this championship and we want to use this for the storyline. And when Rhea Ripley or Liv Morgan or somebody loses it to somebody else outside this feud, then you'll get matches back. Then you'll get this back. It's ridiculous. Liv Morgan should be wrestling. But besides all that, the Judgment Day overall, their portrayal has been horrible, especially since WrestleMania, which honestly was the peak of the Judgment Day. Again, at first you build Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley to be these two towers that the 5 members of the Judgment Day, one's a former WWE champion, can't beat somehow. And then you have them, you figured out that you mess up with that, and you go, okay, now let's have them just start jumping Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. And so it's just a continuing cycle of Liv Morgan cuts this lame promo, Finn Balor cuts a lame promo, Dominic picks up the mic and gets booed, the Terror Twins might interrupt, and if they do, they get jumped, and then you have Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan stare down or chase each other outside the ring or whatnot, and Damian Priest is beat up. That's literally the cycle. That's literally how it's been forever. This is not long-term storytelling. This is, here's the same thing as last week so I can catch up with what to do next. We don't need that. I have them have matches. I'd be fine if the storylines got put on pause just for a little bit. If you don't know any direction or anything like that, what to do, and you just had them have a match. That's it. That's all we're asking for. More wrestling. That's it. But we don't need a Judgment Day segment every single week, because they aren't good. They aren't good. It's not they're good segments. They're just segments of the Judgment Day talking, doing the same talking over and over and over again. It gets ridiculous.